Yes. It's 152. Yes. And this is a Google Now. Yeah. Quite often when somebody's obstructing the use of my phone, they like to kind of hack into it. And I was doing some research on what's known as audio engineering. Yes. Could you get me all the Android devices that have a recording of the actual voice of the individuals that have cell phones? Yes. I know this text to speech that quite often is obstructing my use of the actual phone itself. It seems that law enforcement finds it funny when people hack the personal electronics of American citizens, and since they don't listen to what the actual law says. I'm going to want to know the audio engineering of the text to now software that can be found on most smartphones. Yes. Could you just go through Alphabet and maybe Microsoft and find out how many people talk to their phones? Usually I make videos and I don't really like this text to now, but I do want the voice recordings of every citizen of the United States and the rest of the world that wants to know the actual audio of the individuals that have cell phones. Now, look at that, the alphabet, the name of a corporation. You would have thought that that would have been copyrighted as, how is alphabet? Now, I'm a little upset this afternoon. See, it says, did you just sign in? Did you just sign in? Did you just sign in? Yes. I think these are somewhat redundant. Pooch. I know that Google's always looking to see if I signed into one of my accounts. But I'm concerned that this concept of not listening is prevalent in law enforcement. They really don't hear. Now, I sent myself an email. Yes. Now, this seems to be having. Wait a second. I didn't want to go to there. Yes. I had somebody decide to reset my phone earlier last night. I don't know how it happened. I really don't. But I had to redo this phone here so as to be able to make videos. Pooch. Now, these psychoacoustics that the sheriffs and the police departments use to convince themselves that there are no laws. Yes. It's the scientific study of how sound perception and audiology, humans perceive various sounds. Yes. It looks to me like you just don't listen. So when you go through the smartphones of all of those in law enforcement, yes, the smartphones of those that are in office, right? Every attorney, judge, and justice. I want to know how many of them talk to their phones and how many. Well, you don't hear yourself. You have a little psychoacoustic. Yes, it's a type of mental illness for those that think that everybody wants to listen to what they have to say. When in the truth, nobody really gives a fuck what you say. I know. Reading email seems like such a problem when you could just talk to your phone all day long and it makes you feel important as an individual. Now, I did mention that I wasn't trespassing this morning. Do you remember that, Sheriff? Pooch? And you thought, no, he can't sue the attorneys that happen to represent the. You know, it was so good. Yes, it was. I went through some of the literature that they have at the ICE, New York Stock Exchange. Turns out the New York Stock Exchange is actually a subsidiary of the ICE, and seems that England has some influence about. Look at that, 100-year celebration of armistice. Now this is really good. I emailed this, and I'm probably going to put it in in an email to those in law enforcement. Would your decision be legal? Oh, I thought it was so good that the New York Stock Exchange provides this for their employees. I know a lot of the employees of the various stock exchanges, when going about their daily business of working for, yes, they ask themselves, would this decision be legal? Yes, yes, yes. Now, if your answer is yes, okay, you go to the next. It does seem a lot of the stock markets they have this for them.